Hello, I wanted to introduce you to something that the Matrice 4E can do, which actually the Mavic 3E and 3T could not do. And this is really neat and really interesting. In the Mavics, you were unable to create a panoramic image in a mission. What you had to do was fly to a waypoint, stop it, and then click on the camera settings and manually create a panoramic. Now, within the Matrice 4 series, you can create a waypoint route with multiple points, each of which will create their own panoramic. So you actually don't have to do anything apart from press go and just watch out for safety features. So here we go. I'm going to click on here now, the routes, and I've just created one called waypoints. So if I click on this, it's really easy. You click on the pen, put add waypoints. So I've got 2 waypoints here. I've got the start and I've got number 2. What I'm going to do is basically go down to the start waypoint, and when you scroll down the options, you'll see at the bottom there's one that's called actions. Where it says no actions, you just click on that, look for what you're after, and it says panorama. And that is it. Then click on your next one, which is waypoint 2, again, actions, panorama, and that's it. Click back on the home button, you can exit out of that, and that's it. Your mission then is ready to go, so you can fly your panorama. So what I've done there is saved it, and then here we go. Really easy and really efficient. This is one of the great things about this new Matrice drone. So all I did was press start. What you'll see here, aircraft is now going to the start point. Now take the panorama images, it will stitch together. So now what it is doing is it is taking the individual images that it will use to create the panoramas. What you might notice if you had the Mavic 3 and now you have the Matrice is that it takes the pictures a little bit longer. So it's not as quick in terms of taking the pictures. But what you will find is in the final panorama, I think the contrast is much better than the Mavic. So sometimes when you use the Mavic in the morning and the sun was quite low, the contrast of the final panorama will sometimes be quite harsh. Whereas now, with this and the onboard processing, it's really good. And what you'll see is it's processing at 97%. And when it's processing, you can't do anything. I'm moving the joysticks, but you can't do anything. If there was something that needed to be done, you simply need to press the pause button and then lower the aircraft, for instance, if another aircraft was in the area or you had to maneuver the aircraft for some reason.
The aircraft has now moved onto waypoint 2 and it is conducting the second panorama. Again, you've not had to do anything. You've not had to pause, change from a single photo into the panorama. It's doing it all by itself, which is really, really great.
So on the right hand side, when the percentage gets to 50%, that means it's taken all the imagery. From 50% to 100% is where it does the processing. And again, you can't do anything, you can't move the joysticks unless you were to press the pause button. You can't move the gimbal or zoom in or zoom out.
We've now clicked on album and one of the panoramics, and you can see it's stitched together beautifully, and you can swivel around, you can zoom in and zoom out.
And at the end, it will do what you wanted it to do, either sort of stay in place or return to home. So now it's going to return to home. And if you do have the Matrice, you will find that this controller with the optional strap is really, really good, really good. And it's really useful as well, rather than having to try and just hold the controller all the time, especially for long mapping missions. Here we go to the option Fly To. So when you click on Fly To, you can then, with the center point, create your pinpoint. So you press L2. When you create your pinpoint, comes up on your map here. So we've got the pinpoint there, just away from the drone. Now what you can do is there's two flight modes. There's a set altitude, so you can say, okay, I'll set the altitude to 50 meters, or you can set optimal route, where the aircraft will automatically plan the optimal route to get to that location. So in this case, I'll just do set altitude, so aircraft will fly based on its preset points, and then we do C2, and that's it. You don't have to do anything. Just go there and fly to that point, and it will keep at 50 meters when it gets there. The aircraft is just lowering now. Excellent. And it's getting there to 50 meters. There we are. Fantastic. A really great feature, especially if you see something interesting while you're scanning and you want to go over and take a closer look. Another really cool feature of the Matrice 4 is the ability for you to share a location of interest via a Google link. So here, if I just rotate the drone slightly and place a pinpoint, pressing L2 again on the center of the screen. Now with this pinpoint, I might be out searching for a dog or something. I want to quickly share that with the owner or someone else. Once you've created that pinpoint, simply click on the map and you'll see that pinpoint there that's selected, sort of next to my home point. You click share, and then what you do is you simply scan the QR code with your phone, and then press on the Google Map link, and it will come up on your phone, and then you can share that on WhatsApp or text to whoever it is needs to know, which is an absolutely amazing feature. Another really great feature of the drone is the ability to quickly add pinpoints. So wherever the center of the drone is, that's where you can press your L2 button and add a pinpoint. It will automatically be added to the map as well. And you can change the color, refine it down if you ever needed to, set the altitude, ASL as well. Another feature that I particularly like with the Matrice 4 is the ability to create your quick POIs, but then also to circle around them autonomously. So in this example, what I'll do, with the center point highlighted with the crosshairs, I'll press the L2 button. And as before, you can edit that waypoint. But in this instance, let's just say that we want to look at the top of a building, then you can actually edit the altitude to 10 meters, 10 meters. And what that will do is it will change the height of the pinpoint. So it is 10 meters above. So if you were concentrating on something on the roof, that's where it would be. So what we will do is we'll go back and we'll say actually we want the altitude down at 1 meter. So we'll go there. Let me go back, yep, and now that pinpoint's down there. What we can also do, which is really great, is you can say, right, I want to focus on that POI and fly around it. So with our altitude set as it is, you'll see there is a nice green ring on the map, and that shows where the aircraft will be flying. If we move the aircraft out, you'll see that the ring gets larger, obviously because the flight radius will get larger. But if I move the aircraft closer to the pinpoint, the radius will get smaller. And then what we do, go back into here, you press pinpoint, that's excellent. And then with the right hand joystick, the way I have it set up, just move to the right or left, press the C1 button and it locks the speed, so you don't have to worry about that. All you need to do is look at the inspection that you're carrying out. What you can also do is focus on the gimbal, so you can lock the gimbal as well. With the C2 button, you can lock the gimbal into place so that that doesn't move and just keeps to the height that you want. A really fantastic feature. And then you just press the C1 button again to unlock cruise speed and to make the aircraft stop. Shall we have a look and see how good the AI recognition is? There's been a few updates in the last few weeks, and people are writing new algorithms and things in order to improve the AI recognition. I can't see anybody in this video or on the screen, so let's have a look. We'll switch on AI. Let's see what it sees. So it's picking up people, it's picked up 4 people. Let's have a go. Is this anybody in the distance? So I'm going to click the R1 to zoom in. It is. That is really good, isn't it, that? I don't want to invade people's privacy, but that's amazing. And if you look at the range, yeah, we're looking at about 380, 400 meters. Let's move back again. We've got someone else out here. Again, I wouldn't recognize that that was a person just on the viewfinder. Yeah, again, someone with their dog. And this time, I wonder if it's recognizing the dogs. Anyone else? But it's saying there's some people around here. Wonder if there is. I think what you find is the more it is zoomed out, the more it is searching, and obviously will make a few errors. So here we've got a dog bin. But as you zoom in, it recognizes that actually that isn't a human. But being zoomed out, it gives you a really good sort of appreciation of where someone might be. Is there anyone here? Yeah, again, look. Picked up that person in the orange jacket. It's really fantastic. Great AI work and detection, and it will no doubt improve over time. One of my favourite things to do, because the drone is so good, is look at the AI vehicle tracking. See how good it is in this weather. A bit overcast and not too many reflections because the sun isn't that bright at the moment. So if I click on AI and Smart Track, we'll start to pick up vehicles, and then we can start to lock onto vehicles that may be of interest. Let's have a look. So we're just going to double click. There we are. Got a vehicle here. So what it does seem to do, the drone, is if it does lose contact with the vehicle, it does sort of seem to estimate where the vehicle was travelling and move the camera accordingly so that it can gain that vehicle again. Here we are, it's going behind trees, but again, it's still keeping a lock of the vehicle and the camera is still moving. It appears that when you have that little yellow box, it's sort of seeking. It's not quite got the lock onto the vehicle, but it is seeking that vehicle that it had the lock onto before. And this is really great. We're up at about 600 meters in terms of distance. Again, behind a tree, but I'm not quite sure if it'll pick it up again, because it's quite a few trees. Is it going to pick it up? Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Thick trees. It sort of did the tracking, went onto the orange seeking mode with its artificial intelligence, and regained contact with the vehicle. 800 meters away. Now it's gone behind the buildings and you've got the roofs in the way. It's still thinking, am I going to pick it up again? But I don't think so. It's got a black vehicle. Is it going to pick it up there? Nope. It's still seeking. But it recognizes that those other vehicles aren't the ones that it had before. But that's absolutely fantastic.